Hello, welcome. Let's get right into it. I fixed a couple of things off stream. I can as well show what if people are interested, but the grid is now, well, I removed the minor grid now. Did that not? Why did that not open it on a second? Wait, no, perfect. So, we fixed the artifact close to the grid, or when being close to the grid. That is one thing I fixed. That one was a fun one actually, because it was not even related to the grid. And then the other thing I fixed is when I was very far away from the grid, was like behaving, because of floating point precision, like really bad. So let's put, and it was already showing at 4,000, but it was worse at 10,000, of course. Like the further you got away, it got even worse, but I mean, it was barely noticeable that it gets worse because it was already so bad. But now it is clean at like that distance, and when we are 10,000 away from the origin, and it looks really good. It's there. So that is just the major grid, right? And then let's try to get back the normal grid as well. Like all the other grid stuff that I already added. And I removed all of that because it was easier to test with just like one variance, right? Instead of all of it. So the thing is, so first of all, we have like this as the ray direction now, which is like one thing. I don't think I need that anymore. This is fine. I think we will move that actually to a common function. Maybe even in common. Maybe. So we do here a float reciprocal, I think. Reciprocal, I think is the word for it, I hope. Reciprocal, yeah, I think it is. And basically we return here if the value is 0.f, then we return 0.f. Otherwise, we return 1.0f divided by value. And with that in place, we can do that here. We get rid of that. And then we do a couple of things. We basically revive back all the other stuff, which I'm not quite sure how yet, but we will do it regardless, right? So I think what I would want to do is a float. Let's do that. Render grid. Or like, yeah, or compute grid, I guess. Let's do compute grid line factor, I guess, and we give it probably some vec too. Well, let's see what we need. Let's copy in the stuff and then we see what we will need probably. So basically it's this that I want to take. And I guess we go from here, maybe? Let's do back to derivatives. Load line width, I guess. It would be those two that we need to move out again. Major dropping, that's all fine, that's all fine. I think this is different between the minor and the bigger lines, right? Maybe centered UVs or something like that, or like, Oh, actually, maybe just UVs. So that would be that. That might actually work. Then probably an offset. Which is like this, right? Or kinda, maybe. Not quite sure. Let's do back to axis lines, I don't know. Now this is UV derivatives, since UV derivatives, that one would become UV. I think that's good enough, maybe already. Or actually, this is. And then we will do here the compute grid line factor with the major UV major UV derivatives, major line width, probably it. Oh, well, and then allow back to 0, back to 0. Let's see if that works. That should hopefully give us still the same grid. That's on the wrong monitor, great. I guess that did. Classic. How did I break my whole screen? Like, what did I even do? But okay. Ah, so that is true. Don't return anything here. But I'm still confused. $121 unexpected vector. Gets down there. Or here somewhere. No, that is fine. Make 2 of that. Make 2 UV. Is it maybe this line that I commanded in again? That's fine. Oh yeah, 121. Okay, no, then it is down there. It's here probably. Center UV divided by that UV derivatives. Oh, stupid me. Okay, perfect. Nice. So that works. Now let's see if we can get the minor grid in there as well. So the minor grid was rendered afterwards. And for the window float, minor line width. That's about it, I think. Just to float minor grid. Line factor, I guess. Compute grid line factor with upper. So the thing is, what should that be? So I think this is just centered UV. And then this is UV derivatives, I guess. Yeah. And then that is minor line. And then this would be and it would be this. Copy. Which I'm not sure. That is probably not the same. That I think is just major UV derivatives, to be honest, I think. But it's the same thing that we do. Yeah, I think it should be that. But actually, sorry, is that the minor axis offset? Yeah, it is. Probably fine. We will find out, I guess. So that would be the minor axis offset, and then x, or that is back to 0 for now. It's there. And then is that really it? That might be it. But probably I did a mistake. I didn't do a mistake. Okay. Let's test one thing. Let's not mix in the major lines. But that would mean... Okay, then it doesn't work, right? Oh wait, we are not doing anything with the offset yet. So the offset, what we need to do is... major grid UV plus equals offset. Maybe not. Maybe that's not it. Major UV derivative. Maybe that's not right? Wait, that is definitely not right. I think it might be major UV, sorry. Yeah. So now we have no line in the middle, which is perfect. Because that's where we draw huge, like the big lines, right? So we don't have an overlap. So that works. So now when we mix that one again, we should have the full grid again, perfect. And then the... Wait, why do we have... Okay, it just looks like... Yeah, it... Because we're looking at like a lancing angle, right, so it blurred a little bit. I think it's hard to see that those lines are thicker. Or I don't know. What is the major line when? Oh, maybe I need to scale that one as well. Let's not do that for now, but I think I do need to scale that as well. But the other thing is we could make it dependent on the derivative, right? Similar to what we, I think, once had. If I can find that again. Let me try to find that again. So I guess it's here. Maybe on the DDX centered, I guess. Yeah, where? Actually on this one. Oh, DDX pulse, I guess. Maybe. That might work, might not work, I don't know, let's try. then this would be pixel width times that. Why would I scale that even? Try that for now. Then line align with. Let's do one. Let's see what that does. Except for crash because I made a mistake. Unexpected float, expecting comma, okay. So it's not that. Oh, it's here. Second monitor again because I wanted to switch to the Twitch chat again. No, please have it on this monitor, thank you. Okay, well that is not exactly how I would have wanted that to work out. See, maybe that. No, that's still too much. I'm not sure if it's too much or if it's just garbage. Might as well be just. Well, I mean, that gets already closer to what we want. Maybe. But it's not very. Okay, it's not what we want, I guess. Very consistent. Maybe I want to do. Maybe I want to do hit pause. But probably hit pause extend. No. Or we can figure that out that one out later. Let's for now just keep it like that. This one. Keep it like that. And then grid cell count is a little, well, the major line width is a little bit too big, right? But that's probably why I divided it by 10, but we can do that for now here. Okay. Good. Sound is not sounding. What? What do you mean sound is not sounding? OBS says there is sound. But hello, Captain Chica. So is there really no sound? Test. So is there really no sound? No, there is sound. Don't lie to me. Oh, but now wait a second, I heard that weird sound, right? Wait a second, I heard that weird sound, right? I heard that weird sound, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, why that is the case. I will need to do off-stream test again and see why that broke. I'm not sure why it broke at some point. But yeah, something somewhere broke and it does not want to do it anymore correctly. I'm not quite sure why. Oh, wait. I see what's going on. Give me a second.
second. Oh, we're back. I think it should sound better again, hopefully. No, I just need to do that, and I think we should be back. Hopefully. So, it seems like somehow it didn't detect my external microphone anymore, and it took the webcam microphone. No idea why. But I hope it's better now again. Okay, good. Fun. But at least I know now next time what to look for. Because I totally didn't look at that one setting and then assumed everything was right. Alright. That being that, where were we? Oh yeah, we have the grid here, perfect. So the access lines we need to get back. And those... let's do up here before the major lines, I guess. Access lines. Grid main access lines. Depending on the plane. On the grid plane, I guess. Okay. And I think they are pretty much... well, I guess we can do those simpler, right? Float access line width. Our U constants access line width. Vec2 access draw width is the max of the Vec2 of that, and our UV derivatives. And then Vec2 access lines is move the stop with the absolute of our probably word UV, we still probably need that times 2.0 F. And then we need to mix in the colors. A axis line color Oh wait, we need yeah, we need like this line here where we mix in the access colors. Mix access lines, access access color. Oh, and then this based on access access color, I guess. No, sorry. So that is the access color, and then this is just that. No, it's correct. And then we mix in that just into our color. While we don't even mix it, right? We didn't mix it back then as well. We do a final color times 1. Access line color dot alpha plus our access line color. We probably did a mistake again. Well, I definitely did the mistake of being on the wrong screen. Okay, well, I didn't do a mistake necessarily, but the line is too thick. So probably something wrong with the UV here or something like that. Or I'm not sure. So the UV derivatives are that's fine. I think. Wait, where are the UV derivatives? Divided by grid scale. So that should be fine, I think. Probably that's wrong. Wondering if that is correct what I do here. Hit position, word space. That's correct. Oh, that's not correct. No, hit position plus that, I think, should be better. Yeah. Okay, perfect. The colors are inverted, but that's fine. Something I expected, because I think I did that wrong. Guess I could do that. And that should fix it, right? Yeah, because I'm looking at the x-axis here, that's the y-axis. Perfect. And then let's see scene editor. If we go back again, way away from the origin, does that work? Do we not have any axis lines? That's the most important thing for me. That we just see the grid and not axis lines. Okay, yeah, that works. The axis lines are somewhere in no man's land. And then the other case I want to test is, let's go 10,000, like 14,000 in that direction, 0 in this direction. And that should give us as well a red line? No, a blue line. No, the red line. We are on the red line, right? Oh no, on the blue line. Okay. That makes sense? Not really, I think. It should be red, right? Why would... Did I pick it again? Did I break the colors? Were the colors correct and I just broke them? Oh. I guess I did. We are 90 degrees. Then, isn't that correct? Is that not 90 degrees? Is there a mistake here or what's going on? Okay, I guess the colors were correct. They're not quite sure why. It's fine. Well, now they are matching. Okay, let's see. Before we were looking at... So if that is 0, 0, right? Which it was before. We should look down the blue axis. Was I rotating too much? Oh yeah, no, that's blue. Perfect. Maybe the rotation Euler is not taken into account. I'm not sure. let's assume it's not taken into account. But yeah, then this is under the red line now. That's what it should be. So we're moving along x-axis. Yeah. The x-axis looks fine. Yeah. Perfect. I don't like that, but I'm not sure if I can fix it. It's so far in the distance that probably there is not really anything I can do about that. But I will look at that maybe later. Okay, cool. So that being said, we're good. Wondering if I can do something with that. Other thing, but that's fine. Okay. Right, no, let's leave that. Okay. So then the other thing is, if we don't draw the final color here, we don't draw those, we only draw those, but now we put in here the excess lines. And here the axis lines. And then here we need an offset as well. It's basically. Can I do that? Is that doable? Seems like it. That's basically that. And given that, we hopefully should be seeing only, well, the major lines, but not on the main line exactly. Perfect. So then we skip that, right? And then for the small lines, we do the same. Just test one more time that we are not overdrawing. On the main line there's nothing, and on the other lines as well, on the big lines as well, there's nothing. Perfect. And then all three again together. And we have our grid back. But now without any artifacts. Nice. It's a little bit too thick, of course, but we can fix that. Ah, because that's why. Because I do the wrong line width here. Oh, better. I think at least. Okay. That's too thick, but yeah. Well, I wonder what is my debug or grid task, right? What is the line width that I have? Something like that. Why is the major line width so thick though? Is it because I scale those? Like one of those I shouldn't scale, probably, right? Maybe I shouldn't scale those. Maybe I shouldn't scale any of them. Okay, well that is wrong. Perfect. Let's not scale any of them. Okay, no, that's wrong. Maybe I need to scale them. What I mean, it's yeah, I'm not sure. Let's scale them for now. I don't know. Maybe just the derivatives that I don't need to scale. I don't know. That would need to be debugged a little bit better. Yeah, it's maybe something along those lines. But that's not quite correct, of course. Oh, it's probably something like that. Yeah, I would need to. Well, I guess we can check the best star grid shader just as a reference. So the thing is, for the major line, what does it do? He scales the derivatives. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then he has this is the offset, which is where do we? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I guess we need to scale it. Okay. But maybe he doesn't scale the major line width. Oh no, he does. He doesn't scale it. I mean, I guess it's fine. Okay. But I mean, that's already way cleaner than before. That's good. And now the rest is basically the bringing back the y coordinate and then adding the scaling. But now that everything else is fixed, that's pretty good. I'm wondering, should move some stuff out of here. Okay, so that's sort of fine here. So yeah, the y coordinate. I'm wondering, I probably still need to do it in like 2 steps more. Where like we intersect the ray on the y plane separately. Maybe we add the y plane, the y coordinate though later, and do first the scaling of the grid. That might be better. And then again, one other thing, maybe we do that before because it makes testing easier. How would I do that? Let me think. I mean, I guess. Where would that be? Would I do that in on? Does it have an on update here? No, not really. Scene view board? I mean, I guess. We could do it here somewhere. Kinda. I'm not sure where it would be the best art for it. Guess somewhere here, but I want to add a input for the camera. Or actually, can I not? If I not do that, I think I will see it, right? Don't I? Why would I not see that? Because maybe I don't have a name. Is it not ID component? Okay, but let's add the name component, I guess. And then maybe we do the ID component. Let's add it as 1,000 for now. Yeah, okay. That should hopefully make it that we can edit it, right? I think that's the fastest way. I don't want it to be in the entity list, but I think that should show it. Yeah, exactly. Now we can see it here. Perfect. I mean, you should see those, right? But I mean, yeah, whatever. Now I can do here a reset, and then, well, I guess it doesn't reset the rest of it. No, whatever. I guess it doesn't really function 100%, but kinda. So yeah, we can go super far into the distance and then go back, which is kinda nice. No, we're back. Or not. Oh, we're back. Wrong. Cool. So that works. That helps us quite a bit with the debuggability of the grid for now. But yeah, I was not too keen to stream a long time today, but let's see what else we can do. Maybe I think the scaling is a little bit too much to start today. But I mean, all the other stuff that I already did today, plus this stuff I did off stream, very nice, because now the grid is really smooth and doesn't have any issues anymore with the weird artifacts. I'm wondering if we would want to maybe I want to look at the line with thing. Nah, I think I will do that tomorrow. Because I think tomorrow will be a little bit easier at work as well, because I'm mostly finished with everything already. So probably I can get a little bit sooner home and then maybe start sooner the stream. And then, yeah, the next step is the scaling, the y-axis, bringing back the y-axis. I still have the code for that. Should be fairly straightforward to bring it back. And hey, it's going good. I fixed a couple of issues. While I removed a couple of things to make it easier to spot things, but I fixed a couple of issues, so we got no artifacts here anymore. So they are gone. And I fixed as well. If we go here to 10,000, so we are super far away from the origin. The grid now looks fine as well and stable, because before there was still some floating point in position. So now even super far away from the origin, so if we go to 40,000 here or 4,000, it doesn't matter. You can see that the grid lines are gone, right? Because we're not at the origin anymore, so we don't see a red, blue or green line anymore because they're super far in the distance, but the grid still looks perfectly anti-aliased. There is no artifacts or anything. But the thing with the disappearing lines, that one was actually funny. So the thing that, I go back to the origin. So this one where we had like the weird cutoffs of the lines. It's a funny thing because it didn't have anything to do with the grid actually. That was a fun one to find. I opened render doc and then I inspected why the lines close were missing. And it's actually, let me show you. It was actually in the tone mapper bug. Because the tone mapper got a color that was like basically 0, but not quite. So this was a little bit negative. And because of that, if you like call pow with a negative number, it turns into a none because it's not defined on GPUs. And it kind of makes sense, because what's the power? Like if you do a 0.5 negative by the power of 1.3, what is that? Is it a positive or a negative number? You don't know, right? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It's not really defined. With the power of 2, it's probably defined, but they just didn't do it because it didn't really make sense. But yeah, basically this turned one color channel into a none, and then it was kind of busted because of that. Or multiple color channels, but in the render doc I had, it was like one of the colors was a none. And because I'm reusing the render target, it like the grid shader wrote a valid number into the render target, but the none overruled it because yeah, the none was stronger in like terms of blending. Well, I mean, if you do them like none multiplied by anything or so, that stays a none, so that's why it's more powerful. But yeah, just the max here, and that basically removed it, because now we are at least 0, and for 0 it's well defined, right? But everything negative, of course it's not. And the other thing for far away from the origin, basically the camera centering offset was already correct, but I needed to turn the ray direction and the whole ray cast into local space, local to the camera. Like actually local to the view space. So it's all local in view space here. More, well, yeah, kinda local to view space. And then the only world space position I calculate is afterwards for the axis line. Because if we want to draw an axis line, it's anyways close to 0, so we don't have any precision issues there. I think that should have been an IC, but IDRR is a final wire. That's the pirate speaking in you. But it's really hot currently, and I don't want to open my window. I think it's close to AC time soon. No, I didn't, because I basically spent like the last... So yesterday I wanted to stream, but then I spent like a lot of time trying to hunt down this bug here. Looked a lot into the wrong places, until I realized, hey, maybe let's use RenderDoc, and then with RenderDoc it was like a matter of like 5 minutes. But then the centering of the grid and like far away from the origin, that was like not even with RenderDoc easily solvable, because I had to rethink everything a little bit. So I removed, as you can see, the y-axis, right? It's gone. So we need to bring that back. Otherwise, I think it's, yeah. I still have the code to scale the grid as well. Yeah. You did, and then I forgot. But you did. But yeah, I think I will call it a day, and then with tomorrow we will add back the y-axis, the scaling of the grid. I mean, I think that the hand scaling still should work-ish. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that still works. Yeah, that still works, but it doesn't scale when the camera moves. It is already kinda that right now. It always stays roughly the same size. I'm not sure, can I do... Ah no, it's an int, right? I can't go below 1. Oh, that's maybe a mistake. Well, let's see. I will think about that. Maybe we allow it to go lower than 1. Oh no, I said right, I don't do that. I think I will stick. But yeah, I want to tweak the line width a little bit, so we will probably look at that tomorrow as well. Line width plus the y-axis again. The y-axis is super simple to add back. Shouldn't take long. The scaling is a little bit more work, but I think I have kind of figured out based on a shader toy at least. Sample. So let's see if that works out with all the other stuff that I changed, right? The fixing for the aliasing and stuff like that. Anyways, I think I will call it like a short stream today. I'm trying to get back to streaming regularly, and then we scale up the time hopefully again as well. Based on that. It looks pretty good. I'm so happy. It looks even better once you are far out, because then I think the sky gets a little bit more. So if we go out here, I think it looks like with the sky. But actually, we need to go a little bit higher. Oh no, where? Not that high. But I think it looks like even better if you're far out. Here, where the blue, like where the atmospheric effect comes in as well, a little bit more. I think it looks really cool. But yeah, we are getting there. Soon it's an engine that actually people can use, hopefully. If I stop getting stuck on random other things. That white band at the... So do you mean I think this one? Yeah, that one is something I still want to look at as well. I think it has something to do with the sky. But I'm not quite sure yet. I mean, I guess... Oh yeah, this one is quite hard. I mean, we can probably... do a render doc, I guess. Maybe we find something. This one I need to do it here. I will bring it over once it's captured. Then let's go again into like 40,000. Oh oh okay. That was a weird sampler. Ah, here it is. Did I capture now? No. Ah, F12, not wrong key. Okay. Clear that, bring that over. Let's see. What are you doing here? History. So that is the editor's grid. Ingrid. Maybe it's something with the Ingrid? Let's actually see. Let's do the tone map pass here. Probably is something with the grid. Here. That looks clean, right? Kinda. And now we do this, and it's... yeah, interesting. Wait. Why is that? Hold on. Okay, no, it is definitely wrong, right? Yeah, I think the grid does something. Need to figure that one out. Not sure what that band could be. I don't think I have a fog anymore, right? Well, we will figure that one out. Don't worry. But more to look at, I guess. Alright. Is it a 0, 0 the same? Actually, let's see. Yeah, it kinda is. Well, it's not that extreme, maybe. Well, I guess the further I go up, the worse it gets. Okay. So it has something to do with the height. Maybe there's a discard missing somewhere. There might be... there might be one discard missing, maybe. Maybe something like if... I mean, that should be automatic, but you never know. But I don't know that. Yeah, I thought that's garbage. I don't know. It's probably or maybe it's the grid being too dense at that point, because it basically scares into infinity. Oh well. Maybe that's it, yeah, maybe that's true. I mean, I guess we could as well fade out the grid over this. That is another thing. Basically over the... like, I mean, I don't think you need the grid further than, I don't know, let's say 80% of the far plane. And then we could, like, just fade it out completely. Something like that would work, I guess. Oh, future me. Bunch of stuff. Not planned on the timeline, but let's do the grid for good and then have a nice editor grid, which is as well anyways needed. And it already looks super nice. It's close. Close. Alright, I will get some water, get some rest, and then we will be back tomorrow with a little bit more grid. I really wanted to do the terrain, but yeah. Better to finish stuff than leave stuff half open all the time. Even though it might take longer on the engine version again, but what can you do? Thank you, WhatsApp. Same to you, and same to everyone else, of course. see you tomorrow. I won't forget tomorrow to write in Discord again as well that the stream started. We fixed our audio, we fixed our grid a little bit. Perfect day. Thank you very much. Have a nice rest of your evening and hopefully see you tomorrow.